Hello, and welcome back to e-TALENTA. In this video, we will look at how to create a public or a protected casting for your project on the platform. Click on Create New Casting, Public or Closed. Here you can choose whether you would like to work with a project you have already created, or if you would like to create a casting from scratch. For the purposes of this video, we'll create the casting with a brand new project. Write all the requested information in the fields with an asterisk. You will not be able to proceed if there are important fields missing. Leave the box asking you if you would like to publish the casting on e-TALENTA ticked. This means that e-TALENTA will publish the casting on the platform, as well as send an email to inform the actors and actresses whose profile fits your character descriptions about the casting. If you untick this box, a closed casting will be created, which you will be able to share with your own list of recipients. More on that can be found in our closed casting tutorial. We'll leave the box as ticked as we are creating a public or a protected casting. You can click this box to have e-TALENTA help you spread the message about the casting. If you would prefer the casting to only be shared on the platform, please do not tick this box. This is only applicable to public castings. The only difference between a public and a protected casting is that if you select Publish as Protected, the actors, actresses and agents will receive all the project details you have entered, except the name of the director, producer and casting director. Whether or not you would like to keep this information hidden is your choice. If you have chosen to do a protected casting, a lock will appear in front of the names that will not be published. On the next page you will find a link to your casting. You can use it to preview your casting or even send it to actors, actresses or agents who are not on e-TALENTA. They can submit directly without having to create a profile. Check that all your project details are correct. Then scroll down to add your first character. Please remember that when you do a public or a protected casting, the information you include in the role descriptions will ultimately decide who on the platform will receive the casting. For example, here we are looking for an actress with a playing age between 40 and 52, who speaks Slovenian as her mother tongue and is fluent in English too. Both language skills as well as the gender and age must fit a profile in order to receive the casting. In the case of an agency, if the agent represents a client who fits the criteria, they will also receive the casting. If the applicants to a specific role need to upload a casting video or documents, please tick these boxes and make sure you leave instructions on what they need to submit. You can upload a casting scene or the instructions below. However, please be aware that actors and actresses submitting for a role will do so with their complete profile, which includes photos, their CV, and, if they have a pro subscription, video materials such as an About Me video and show reels. If you require additional specific material, such as a signed NDA or a casting sheet, this is the box you need to tick to allow the candidates to upload the requested material. You can also add additional details regarding the fee, shooting dates, and filming locations for this role if they differ from the information you have entered for the project, for example, for studio days or reshoots. You can also ask the applicants to answer questions. As you can see, there are 4 types of questions divided into 2 categories, checkbox and text field. A checkbox simply requires the candidates to check yes or no. A text field allows them to write their answers freely. You can also decide if answering this question is a must or not. If it is, please select one of the "has to be confirmed" options. This means that if the candidates do not answer the question, they will not be able to proceed with their submission for the role. You can also request an actor's or actress's unavailability during the planned shooting dates. You can also choose to do this at a later time if the dates are not confirmed. For questions that all applicants, regardless of role, have to answer, click here. You can also add graphics, such as a film poster or your logo. Additionally, you can include a personal message to all the applicants. The last section contains information that will be used only within the e-TALENTA editorial team. Please add the expected end of the casting process and your contact details. They will not be published. You can also add an optional message to the editorial team. Click on Send Casting to Editorial Team when you are happy with the casting. Remember, you can preview your casting after saving it by scrolling to the very top and clicking on Open underneath the link to the casting. If you would like to hold off sending the casting to the e-TALENTA team, you can click on Save Changes instead. However, you will have to fill in all the fields marked with an asterisk to save your progress. Whenever you want to edit or send the casting to the team, click on Menu and on My Castings. A little piece of advice before we wrap up. If you have already sent out a casting for your project and would now like to send out another casting for a new role, you do not need to create the casting from scratch. Click on Create New Casting. Select the existing project. Go through everything to make sure that the details are still relevant. And scroll down to the roles. Here, you can decide which of the roles should be included in the new casting. We will look at what you can do with the submissions you have received in another tutorial.